Hey folks, amateur historian here. And if you're like me, which means you love to adventure, but you're broke all the time, you gotta have good eating options. And I'm not just talking about food that you take out on the road with you, or food that you buy when you are out on the road as is. I'm talking about in general. If you can get yourself a beautiful, tasty cuisine for cheap when you're at home, the less money you're spending for food at home, the more money you're spending getting out there and exploring and seeing the world. I call it spaghetti alla Mershon. I don't know why I rolled that R. But it's as simple as this. Now, if you've ever been to college or 1 hour away from getting an eviction notice, you know this stuff all too well. Mershon ramen noodle soup. But I mean, who are they kidding? It's Top Ramen. This is about 50 cents worth of food right here. And this, I bought at the store for about $2.20. And I'm only going to be using about half of it, if that. So we're talking about a meal here that's going to run you about $1.50 to make. Turn your thing on to high, let this boil for a while. Once the water's boiling, you throw your ramen noodles. I'm doing 2 packs because all I have in me is 4 Crispin ciders and some Reese's cups today, so I'm gonna faint if I don't have a good meal. Alright, we got the water boiling. First part of the process is over. Second part is, you gotta get these noodles in there. This water only took about 5 minutes to boil. And the important thing, when you put this water in, don't put too much. Alright? Now the reason for that is because we don't want, when these noodles are done cooking, for all the water that's still in there, broth, to be sucking up all the chicken seasoning. These are only going to take 3 minutes to cook, and I'm telling you, delicacy. And once they do loosen up a little bit, I like to separate the noodles out so it becomes this plethora of noodles by using kind of a dagger attack like this, back and forth, and it ruffles the noodles loose. I don't like my noodles still in that box form once they're cooked, because the only people in the world who do like their noodles that way are sociopaths. Now, one of the important things to remember, because eventually you gotta get yourself to the sauce. Now, it's easy to just put the seasoning in, let it move around a little bit, put it through the strainer, because we're going to get rid of all the water involved in this thing, and then just have the noodles that way. But you got to give this some time. You got to really let the chicken cocaine powder really soak into those noodles just right. And for my sauce, I got marinara. I was tempted by some cheese sauce, but I went with this. I think personally this thing is better if you don't have spaghetti sauce that has meat in it. Just get the regular marinara pasta sauce. You won't regret it. Ah, shit. I've got 2 chicken seasonings to use, which means even more seasoning for your damn noodles. So we're gonna turn this off, because these noodles are... Yes, these noodles are thoroughly cooked just right. Now, there is still quite a good amount of liquid in there, so I'm going to pour a little bit of that out. Then comes the next step. You put this stuff in. Don't take too long once you put it in, because once it sits there, it's going to immediately start soaking in. Here's first one in, second one up. And you're in there. There we go. Make sure you get it all out. You don't want to waste any chance of having a good flavor. And then I use kind of the same kind of pronged attack, because I like to attack noodles with ferocious abandon. Oh man, the chicken smell is pervasive. It's scorching my nostrils with delight. Then the next thing you need is a handy dandy strainer, because once this is done soaking in the chicken broth or the chicken cocaine powder into the noodles, We're going to pour the noodles in here, get rid of any excess water. We don't want it. Remember, we're trying to make a spaghetti type dish, so that makes no fucking sense. I'm going to step over here and put them in the strainer, so I'm going to be a little off screen, so you're not going to see me put them through the strainer, but really, if you don't know how to use a strainer by this point, there's probably not a lot of hope left for you. So, Godspeed to you. There we go. And we got a pot to use to cook the marinara sauce. Shake that around. I'm dripping everywhere, but see, nice and good. I'm making a mess. Now we're on to the next phase, marinara sauce. Now this is a 25 ouncer. Based on the size of it, I'm probably going to use about half the sauce in here. So again, this is a meal that's going to cost you only about $1.50 to make, and this is a solid, like, big meal. It's delicious. Smell that. Well, you can't smell shit, so never mind. That was stupid. Now, one of the cool things about marinara sauce, it cooks nice and quick like that. Turn the thing back on. Nice thing about marinara sauce, this stuff will be boiling, cooked, and ready to go in no time flat. Another perk of this, you got Maruchan here. It's approximately 380 calories for one of these. So you combine that 2 times 380, that's 760 calories, but we're throwing away all of the broth, which means we're getting rid of some stuff. So really, honestly, these noodles are probably only about 450, 500 calories. And marinara sauce, I put it away because I'm stupid. There are literally 7 times 6. 7, 14, 21, 20, 35, 40. 420 calories in this whole thing. So I probably put about 200 calories in there. So at the end of the day, this whole meal is maybe 700 calories. So if you're calorie counting and you're saving yourself a good 1,000, 1,200 calories for your dinner meal, this is going to fill you up and it's only going to be about 700 calories. So you're welcome. I'm going to use this same thing, just stir it around, keep it from sticking and bubbling too much. Sauce like this, if you leave it alone too long, it starts spurting bits out, it'll hit you in the face, it'll blow your eye out. And then you have to live with the pain and misery of not having eyesight in at least one of your eyes. And I know if that ever happens to me, then it's off to the funny farm. So let's just remember this stuff likes to pop. And by the way, once it's finished cooking, that's the end of this episode because I'm hungry. I want to enjoy my food and I don't want you bothering me while I'm trying to eat my food. So pay attention to this, how it tastes to you, that can be your own mystery. Alright, there we go. We're nice and cooked. Yeah, it's pop. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, that's popping. Get yourself a nice deep plastic bowl like this, or glass, whatever. Something that's this size. This size is practically perfect for the amount of food we're going to have. It's great because see, the noodles are already kind of getting a little sticky and they're kind of clumping together. That's to your benefit because what is the most annoying thing in the world? Maybe you love this, but I don't unless I'm by myself. If I'm in public, I hate it because it's embarrassing. The most annoying thing about spaghetti is you get it, it's all these long noodles, you scoop, you gotta roll it around the fork, it falls off the fork, you're trying to get it figured out, next thing you know, you're wondering why you're still alive. Or you just have to scoop it up, put it in your mouth, and you're like sucking up noodles, you look like a fiend, you're spraying spaghetti noodle juice all over your neck and your shirt's ruined forever. All because spaghetti, it all just slides up and comes out, it's chaos. Well, the best thing about this meal, besides how amazingly it tastes, is because these noodles get clumpy and clumped together like this. Once you put the sauce in and stir it up, nice and good like, these noodles clump so hard that when you get your fork in there and twist it and pull them out, the noodles, after they come out, break because they're so clumped together. So every bite you pull out, it literally just comes out what's on the fork. You don't have the dangling noodles, you're not sloshing it all over the place. It's a miracle. So, again, you're welcome. Anyway, there's your whole meal. Right there, cooked in about 20 minutes. Now, of course, I'm going to stir this all up, but look at that. You got the right amount of sauce to mix in with these noodles, and I'm telling you, I'm going to enjoy the living crap out of this. So, if you love food and you love exploring and you can't figure out why you don't have any money to explore because you're spending too much money on food, start thinking with this and not with, I mean, I guess your legs or, well, I don't know, that wasn't really going anywhere, but just remember there's cool, delicious, simple, creative ways to make a legit meal for yourself that isn't even really all that filling. Again, if you're trying to watch your weight, you don't want to take in too many calories. This is an example of a perfectly easy meal to make. And you ain't gonna break the bank on it. Again, this is less than $2 worth of food right here. So till next time, all that said, until next time, this has been Steve, the amateur historian. I'm gonna go eat me some food. Okay, fine. I'll give you an example of how the noodles break. Alright, here's your food. You get a little bit, see that on your fork? And hold on, I'm trying to get an actual bite on my fork. Okay, you dig in, you grab some, and it breaks off. Look at that. That's simple enough. Oh, Jesus, that is so fucking good.